Honorable all members of IIU, I say that most important yoga and subject of Sanatan Dharma. I presented for the first time with English in ancient Sanskrit text of great importance and the only one extent which elucidates the science of practicing auspicious and inauspicious result based on the flow of the breathing through one or the other nostrils. It was unitarily revealed by Lord Shiva to his divine consort Parvati, with specific instructions to keep it a closely guarded secret revealed only to those who deserved, and in keeping with this spirit, this science really remained so guarded a secret as to become almost extinct today. However, its importance and utility would at once become evident to anyone as soon as starts actions specified in it. Often the result starts showing even within a week of its use. If one considers all the aspects of the science, such as the breathing nostrils, rising element, the planetary combination, and the sign of the zodiac, he can make scrupulous precise predictions about the success or failure in any work of life and for any purpose, both for one's own self or for others. Although this science is now becoming extinct, yes, yet stay person of the older generation still observe some of the conditions laid down by this science without, however, knowing precisely either about this book or its major details, mainly because of the secrecy maintained about it. The taboo is still not lifted from its free revelation, but I have taken courage to place it with an English translation before a wider circle of readers, quite in defiance of the tradition, simply to enable science to design, research, and validate of nullify its generalization. Personally, however, I can say with my personal experience that many of its precepts, it if practiced with faith, do give positive results even with a few days of its adoption, as is the case with most of the Sanskrit works. The text here also is at places either obscure or very difficult. Therefore, a mere transaction of it might not have been sufficient, and hence I have made my transactions explanatory rather than literal, besides a comprehensive introduction has been given in the beginning, with contents a detailed summary of the science with a explanation of all the technical terms used in it. Going through this introduction before reading the text of its transactions would considerably help in understanding the work is general and some of its obscure passage in particular. Tattva of Sarvodaya Vigyan is the science of the predictions about the breather's health, his future, and auspicious or inauspicious possibility for him in various walks of life through the rise of breathing in one or the other's nostrils. Due to a causal relationship, the pranavayu and the manas are one. Therefore, by conquering the prana, vayu on came conquer the mahaprana and the manas. Achievement of the conquest of the mahaprana, mahapranjaya, and manas, manojaya, and the knowledge of the essence through this conquest is called Tattvasu or Sarvodaya. Although due to the diversity of the Sukmana Shakti means subtle power, the activities and fruits of the Sarvodaya are infinite, yet a little of it is being described here for the benefit of the yogis. There is no better brother than Swarvigyan or better wealth than Swargyan or better secret than Swargyan. Destruction of enemies, meeting with members of the fraternity, achievement of wealth, fame and breed, interview with king, and even subjection of the kings, all these can be achieved through Swarvigyan. All the pranas, samantis, Vedangas, and Tantras have originated from Sura. Therefore, there is no other better friend in this world than the Swarvigyan. The science of Sarvodaya is superior to all other sciences, just as one needs a torchlight in order to see the things in house. So for self-enlightenment, one needs the knowledge of Sarvodaya. That's one of Sarvodaya, kinds of vayu, relation of respiration with age, Sura and its rise, name of the Suras, method of knowing of Suras, method of changing the sura from a nostril to another. Principle of flow of the sura means breathing from the left and right nostrils. Importance of the knowledge and control of suras. 5 elements, nature of the elements and the method of knowing their rise. The earth element and these method of construction, the water element, method of construction, the fire element, method of construction, the air element, method of construction, the space element, method of concentration, method of knowledge of rise and rising of the elements, place of the sura in the nostrils, shape of the suras, colors of the element, taste of the elements, length of the suras, place of the element in the body, duration of the rise of elements, and these details. Name of the elements means earth element, rising time 50 pulse and 20 minutes. Second, water element 40 pulse and 16 minutes. Fire element 30 pulse and 12 minutes. Fourth, air element 20 pulse and 8 minutes rising. And next, fifth, either ether element 10 pulse and 4 minutes total rising. 100, which is the duration of one suraj, the measure of the time here and elsewhere can be inferred of the basis of the following formulas. 6 respiration, 1 pala is equal to 24 seconds. 60 pulse is equal to 1 gatika is equal to 24 minutes. 2.5 gatikas is equal to 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And 60 gatikas 1 day and night 24 hours. Inference of the basis of ascendance of various elements. If we perform various actions of our life in the presence of the certain suras, breathing through left or right or both nostrils, then definite results follow, both auspicious and inauspicious, good and bad. Our breathing goes on with a rhythmic periodicity through left and right nostrils, although at times it also flows through sushumna. Therefore, all our works, aims, and pursuits have been classified into their categories. Correspondently, resulting from the flow of the suras in any of the two nostrils of in both. Besides, the elements have also been found to be intimately influencing the results in the presence of various suras. Therefore, for the success of failure of some particular works of action, where there is a necessity of the presence of one or the other suras, there also is a necessity of the presence of a particular element. In the absence of such a corresponds, after adverse result follows. In the connection Although there can be various situated combinations of the soras and elements, yet a general rule, it can be said that all the aesthetic and good works of actions sorry, should be performed during the rising of earth and water element. Works like embarking upon some difficult or cruel missions, initiation in a practice of arms and weapons, music, riding, physical exercise, boating, construction of yantras and tantras, mountaineering, invasion of some foreign territory of Fort etc. Sensual enjoyment, war, purchase or sale of birds, of animals, cutting or pruning plants, serve yogic sadhana, meeting with the king of officers, despite going near some unknown person, bathing, eating, and correspondence, etc., should be undertaken on Tuesday, Saturday, or Sunday under the right surah when the earth or water or both are rising. Practice of dhyana and dharma etc. should be performed under Sushumna Surah and any day under any element. This list contains a very brief enumeration where the name of the word of objective only or given, not their elaboration. Some say that all the works enumerated above which are to be performed under the right surah and in the presence of the earth and or water element can also be performed under the some surahs but in the presence of air and fire elements. But such works should never be performed during the flow of Sushumna Surah. Next we proceed to give situations conducive of fruitful results in the various life situations. Whenever you want someone to do a work of your choice or make him to accept your views of desire, fulfillment of your personal objectives, then at the time of proceeding on such a mission, you should first put the foot forward which corresponds to the surah at the moment. That is, if the left nostrils is breathing, then the left foot should first be put forwarded. However, the element on the obscendence should in every case to either earth or water of confluence of both. After reaching your destination, if you have to take to the person throughout whom you are seeking the fulfillment of your objective, then you should begin your task only after putting him to the side of which your surah is flowing left or right at the moment. With this performance, you will be surprised to find that the person whom you are talking will, even though he is your adversary does the work according to your desire and satisfaction. This method is a sword or charm for captivating of subjective the mind of others and is very effective in obtaining success, particularly in the following works: going as an applicant for securing some job, appearing in some court as a plaintiff, defendant, or witness, going for an interview before your officers, properties, or must etc. And the Swar Vigyan. Herbal science is the best yoga of our religion, and these study and say the foreigners Mr. J. Millard 7 that one may attain to the age of 100 years or more is no visionary statement. According to physiological and natural laws, the duration of human life should be at least 5 times of the period necessary to reach full growth. This is a prevailing law which is fully exemplified in the brute creation. The horse grows 5 years and live to the about 25 or 30. The dog 2.5 and live to about 12 and 14. The camel grows 8 years and lives 40. A man grows about 20 or 25 years. Hence, if accidents could be excluded, his normal duration of life should not be less than 100. Write this then book, Life to 100 Kalpaka, Mr. J. Millard. So, I say this is very important subject and very important yoga of our body. Body is rising left and right and middle means Ida, Pingala and Susumna. Susumna is the most way of yoga that meet to God. All our yogas systems last Susumna is main Susumna is rising and 3 nadis of Susumna, Brahma Nadi, Saraswati Nadi and Susumna Nadi, Vajra Nadi. So the covered of 3 main nadis and Susumna is a main of the sacral Sahasrar, Agya and Sadguru Kripa, blessing of Sadgurus. The Susumna is attached by Brahm, Om, Hari Om Tat Sat. Om is very lightly, most lightly, as the millions suns and that connected by Susumna by blessing of Sadguru. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram. Ram. Sri Ram.